Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and this channel is about stitching and thrift storing and everyday life. I hope y'all are having a great week. I'm glad you're here with me. I've been trying to do this video all week and just time is just getting away from me, so I thought before I went to work today I would try to do a video and catch up with you. And so let's get going. I have a couple finishes and I worked on a bunch of projects. I didn't get a huge amount done on them, but I worked on a bunch of them. And then I have a little bit of a yard sale find that I thought I'd share with you. So let's get going. Last time I showed that I had finished Patriotic Poppies, and so I was able to get that into the frame. This was a thrift store frame. I want to say it was like $4 or $5, something like that. And so I was able to get it in there, very happy. And after I framed it, I realized that I forgot, since I decided I wasn't going to do my little wool flowers that were 3D, which, you know, that's fine that I made that decision. But then I realized that I didn't stitch anything else. So now I just have a stem going up to nowhere here. So anyway, so I feel like now instead of taking it out of the frame and unlacing it and all of that, I'm just gonna glue on some 3D flowers. So, but I think I'll try to make them a lot smaller than I had originally been making them. But real happy with the way that turned out. I'm gonna hang it back on the wall and I'll be right back. Okay. So just for fun, I decided to hang it up here. So this is the same area I was last time. Well, not last time. The last two videos I did on my front porch, which thanks for everybody who had kind comments about that. Made my day, made me feel like doing more work around my house. But so Larry was great to me last night. He hung up a ladder above my cutting station that I'm going to hang a light from. And poor thing, it took forever because it was, you know, kind of a big deal to try to get it in the, what are they called, rafters or whatever, in the ceiling. So, because he wanted me to be able to put some stuff on it. Of course, I have to junk it up and put a whole bunch of stuff on it. So anyway, I'm all ready. It's up there. And but we have to put the light underneath, but it had just taken so long, and he worked right after he got home from work. So I'm like, well, we'll finish the rest of this later. Even though I was just dying to put some stuff up there. But anyway, I have all the stuff ready to go. Oh, I'm such a ding dong. Anyway, so, and then I was trying to hang things by myself, which is never really a great plan. So I'm not really sure if that little arrangement's going to stick around or not, but anyway, gosh, I kind of went on a little tangent there, but so let's see. So I did that on Monday night and got that put into the frame. And so then Tuesday morning before I went to work, I decided to take one of my other finishes, which was a freebie off of Pinterest. I believe it's a Sabrosa pattern. So I took that and made it into a project bag. And it was funny because I was not really in the frame of mind to be patient. So anyway, I was throwing it together. So I found some strips of fabric that was in my mom's drawer there. And I just thought, well, it kind of went pretty good. So I thought I would do that. I still have to put a little snap on it, but I put like a little, I don't know, what would you call that, ticking fabric, just a little stripe, but it's just the brown on the back. And then, anyway, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I was glad to find a use for this little stitched piece, and I'm kind of running out of wall space, as I always say, and I don't really have a whole lot of space on on anything really. I'm all full. I've junked it up already. So anyway, but you always find more things. It's just I have to start rotating, I guess. Okay, so I have some haul too, and I haven't showed them for the last couple of weeks, so they're nothing really earth-shattering or anything, but I thought they were cute. So I have the little series by Brenda Gervais that's basket full of autumn time or springtime or whatever. And so I went to Hobby Lobby to try to find a little thing to mount them on. And I couldn't find anything, but of course I did find some things. So I found, they have some really cute little signs. And so I thought that would look cute out on my porch. God is good, y'all. I love to say y'all. And then they had another one that was just count your blessings. And I know these are super easy and whatever, but I cannot paint. So it's just much better for me to just purchase them already done. So, and then when I was at my L&S Little Creek Needleworks in North Canton, Ohio, I picked up the Blackbird design that was re-released, Sweet Land of Liberty. And I cannot believe July 4th has passed and I didn't start anything from this book. But I'm excited to do, I think, just about everything in the book. I like this one sampler up at the top, but it's just not my colors. So I thought, well, why not change the colors? So, I mean, it'll still be red, white, and blue, but just not those colors. So I'm excited to start something out of there. But with all my projects that I started in Mania, I just kind of felt guilty about starting anything else. I'm sure that will pass, but I felt it for a minute or two. Okay, so let's get started with what I worked on this week. I brought out Summer at Cherry Hill because I just love this one, and I can't believe I don't have it finished yet. So I worked on the trunk of the tree. I think I had to here, just under where the branches meet. So I was able to get quite a bit of that done. I kept putting off working on it because I felt like that was the spot I needed to go next. And make sure everything was all gonna jive together because I jumped around so much. And, but anyway, so I got that out and worked on it a little bit. I brought out Basket Full of Summertime by Brenda Gervais. And so last time I showed it, I had just worked on the flag and a little bit of the house. And so I was able to get the basket in, and I got the little lady in, minus her head. Mainly because I'm not sure what color I want to do her hair in, and so I just stopped there. So, oh, but let me show you. I found something that I think I can mount it on. Yeah, it's okay. It's all the way over there, and I'll share it next time. I was at the thrift store yesterday and I found just a little board that's on a little stand that I thought would work pretty good for that. So, okay. And then I brought out Peace, Love, and Purpose by Plum Street. And so this one I was able to do. Now, my house colored, it doesn't really seem to show up, but it didn't in the pattern either. So, but I was able to get the little square underneath done, and I got the words put in, Peace, Love, and Purpose. And of course, I think I started here and went this way. And then when I got here, I was one stitch off, and I wasn't ripping all that out. So I just decided to do 3 little stitches on the bottom right here, and then I did it on the other side too, just to try to make it look like it was intentional. I'm not ripping all that out. No. So got a little bit in that. I was able to work on Grateful, Thankful, Blessed by Brenda Gervais. And this is one where my creams really don't show up very good on camera, but in person they show up pretty good. So I had done Thank. So I was able to get the full and this other star, and then I worked way a little bit down in the little border. And then I was able to start with the pumpkin stem and some of the leaves and the moon. So I got a little bit done on that one. That one's fun. I'm enjoying that one a lot. I worked on Bits of Blue, and that is a freebie on Pinterest, and I'm not sure of the designer. But anyway, I was able to finish, I think I went up to this corner and across, and then I brought the border all the way down. So there's just a little bit more alphabet on this side, and then there's some leaves and a bird, I think, in the center. But that's another one that's going pretty fast. All right, so I put a little bit of work in Sepia Sampler, and that is a Not Forgotten Farm design. And I'm just kind of switching my colors. I know it's supposed to be kind of like a tone-on-tone thing, but I just wasn't feeling it. So I've kind of done some colors outside of my realm, but I'm liking it so far. Let's see. So I had just done this little line. So I was able to finish it all the way down to here and go across. I did the little mounds of, I guess, grass, and I did one row of the alphabet. So there's going to be 2 more lines under that. Anyway, I'm liking it. This is nice fabric. This was one of the mysteries that was given to me. And boy, it really is nice. Okay. And then I'm doing another one for Not Forgotten Farms. Spring. What's this one? Spring Farmhouse. Love this one. So I got a little bit more done on it too. The first time I worked on it, or in Mania, I had just done like the blue flowers. And then after that, I did the leaves and the stems. And so this was the 3rd time I worked on it, and I was able to get the little vase in, some of the letters, the little rooster, and I was able to get the roof of the house in. So, super cute. All right, well, that's pretty much it on my stitching that I did this week. Larry and I were, I guess it was on Sunday, we drove over to have dinner, and then on the way there I had seen this one house that I really love to always look at when we go past, because they always have it decorated cute, and they have this really pretty barn out back, and the barn was all open, and it looked like they were just cleaning out their garage, and I thought, man, it almost looks like a sale, you know. But then, you know, we were flying past, so it's just a little blip on the screen, basically, of life. And so, anyway, so then on the way home, Larry saw that it was a sale, and so he was so good. He turned the car around after we passed it, and went back in, mainly because he thought the guy was like a Snap-on dealer in the past, and so he's like, oh, there'll probably be some good tools, but there wasn't. But there was some pretty cool stuff for me. I was excited. They had this quilt, and I believe it's like a twin size quilt, and it's a little bit out of my colors. It's a little bit bright for me. I try to do stuff in a little bit more primitive in the past, but I'm trying to bring some color in too, just to kind of jazz things up a little bit. But just coming from 4th of July, it had a lot of red, and I thought, oh, that was so cute. Anyway, I asked him, I said, so how much you thinking for the quilt? And the guy's like, $5. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. Inside, I'm like, oh. But you have to try to, look calm and cool. You don't want to give yourself away. So then he said there was more stuff up in the house garage, up a little ways from their barn. So I headed up that way, and his wife was up there. And it was so incredibly hot that day. I mean, it was like in the 90s. And for here, that's pretty warm. And so she was just, you could tell she was tired and uncomfortable. And she had almost everything kind of condensed into like boxes, just ready to go and be put away. And so they had this basket, and it was just full of toys. And it's really in good shape. It's a Longenberger basket. And so I asked her, I said, so how much you thinking on the basket? And she's like, oh, probably $5. Anyway, I was so excited. But the husband was there, and he's like, but you have to take all the toys and stuff that are in it. And I'm like, okay. Now, we don't have kids, but anyway, we took the toys. But what a great deal. I mean, you could tell it's kind of separated a little bit, but with some pretty fabric in there, it's just going to look great. And a Longenberger to beat that, just crazy. So, don't you know, I was excited about that. The whole way home, I was just like, what? But anyway, well, let's see. Wow, we're only at 16 minutes, and I still have, I'm done with pretty much what I was going to talk about. I guess I talked too quick. But anyway, I just wanted to touch base because if I don't do it today before work, chances are I won't get done until next week. And I didn't want it to be super long next time. So I guess I'll let you go for now. Hope you guys are doing a lot of stitching and getting a lot of stuff done. I got some new phones. Larry and I got new phones over this last week. And so I realized that my email, I cannot keep. It is an old email address that was Roadrunner before Time Warner, before Spectrum. So, it's old. And so I wasn't able to transfer that to my new phone, unless I've just not figured out how to do it correctly. But I believe I've heard from some pretty knowledgeable people that are tech savvy that it's just so old. I can't keep it. So I'll have a new email if anybody wants to share some of the stuff you're working on. I have a lot of people that send me pictures of things that they're working on. And so I'll have a new email address in the drop-down description box if you want. I still have access to that until I get rid of this phone. I haven't turned off my old service because I was having trouble getting some things to transfer over. So I'll do that sometime this week, maybe, or next week. But so anyway, there will be a new email address for me down below. It was funny. I look at YouTube and I look at Instagram pretty much. I look at Facebook every once in a while, but pretty much it's just Instagram or YouTube on my phone. And I couldn't get my Instagram to transfer over to my new phone. I was getting so frustrated. So I was literally carrying like 2 phones in my purse so that at work I could check in on Instagram. I thought, this is silly. I would get so much more done if I didn't like Instagram so much. But on the other hand, it does motivate me a lot when I see wonderful things and I think, oh, I want to do that. So I guess I just need balance, right? Just a little balance. But anyway, the other day I was just going to bite the bullet and just start a new account and just try to find as many of the people that I like to follow as I could and just move on, because I had been trying to transfer it for days. And I thought, I'm just tired of trying. But thankfully, I don't know what I did differently, but it just went over just lickety split. So I was so excited. But I swear, technology is wonderful when you get it, but when you don't get it, I just sometimes things just anything that has a password was gonna throw me off every time because I can never remember. I can never remember what my password was, and especially like these first things like, like my email password. I always have my phone save it, and so I mean that's been years. Anyway, okay, I'm blabbering now, so I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.